Hello, viewers. Welcome to GH Track and Field Show. This is a special edition where we are actually going to look into some specific events in the ongoing World Athletics Championships being held in Oregon, Eugene. We are going to have two guest speakers on the show tonight, and we will dive specifically into the 100-meter race, which features Ghana's Benjamin Azamati and Joseph Paul Amwa. We are going for a quick break. When we come back, we get to meet our guests. Please stay tuned. Hello, viewers. Sorry for the technical glitch. We are back now. You are watching GH Track and Field Show streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. My name is PK Anoba, your host for this special edition where we are actually going to look into the world of athletics. That is the World Athletics Championships, which is being held in Oregon, Eugene. I have with me here uh, Kelvin Asari, who
Hello.
is joining me all the way from the USA, aka Superman. Welcome, Kelvin.
Thanks, VK.
All right, yeah, viewers, we currently have the start list of the 100-meter race, which features Ghana's Benjamin Asamati and Joseph Paul Amwa. I mean, I think we started from the prelims, so maybe our viewers may want to understand which athletes actually competed in the or participated in the prelims. How did they even get there? Why didn't some of them even start from the prelim, but they went straight up into the heats? So maybe you want to enlighten us a bit, Kelvin.
Oh yeah. So what I mean, let's go back to history a little bit. So they started doing this back in 2011 in Daegu, right? So what happened was they used to do this in Olympics anyway, but the main idea is that we want to make sure that every country participates in the World Championships. Like
Hmm.
we want to make it fair. So what they do is they allow every country that doesn't have any qualified athletes to represent an athlete. I mean, I would say it's a little bit biased because they could allow the women to do the same, but they don't. It's literally just the men. Hopefully, they would do the same thing as the Olympics, have men or women, depending on what the country wants to do. So
Hmm.
here, every other nation that didn't qualify technically is allowed one athlete in the 100 meters. And so the prelims is where you bring whoever you think is the fastest national 100-meter runner that year to represent you. So we have the likes of, what was it? Fiji Islands, Tonga Islands, American Samoa,
Iran,
those countries
yeah,
that, pretty small islands and stuff,
yeah.
they represent over there.
Okay, okay, all right. Thank you very much for the explanation. All right, viewers, you are watching GA Track and Field Show. We are discussing on the topic of World Athletics Championships, which is actually ongoing in Oregon, Eugene. We also have one guest joining us from the United States of America,
Hi.
uh, Desmond Ai.
Please.
Desmond, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, PK.
All right. All right. Great. Yeah. So before you joined, we were actually, I think Kelvin was actually trying to educate us on the prelims. I mean, why do we have some of the athletes starting from the prelims before they get to the heat and all? So I think he gave us a very good explanation. And currently, we do have, now that the prelims are over, we do have the heats,
Oh, nice.
the start list of the heats out. So in all, we have 7 heats coming up. So we are going to actually run through the heats one after the other, and then we can make some projections or predictions, and let's see how it pans out. So let me just bring this up on the screen so our viewers can also enjoy. Just a second. All right. So what we are going to actually view is coming from the official website for the World Athletics Championships. All right. So here we go. Okay. So this is heat number one. So for heat number one, this is the start list. Let me enlarge it or zoom in a little bit so our viewers can see this clearly. So heat number one. All right. So looking at this, we have Nigeria's Raymond Ekebo in lane one, Marvin Bracy in lane two, Rowan Browning in lane three, Francesco Sansovini in lane four, Akim Blake in lane five, uh, CJ Green in lane six, Shituru Ali in lane seven, Lalu Mohammed Zori in lane 8. So, what do you think about what is your feedback on this heat specifically? Let me start with you, Desmond.
Okay. Looking at this heat, this very heat, based on records, I think it's a fairly strong heat. And based on
Mm,
their personal best and their performances this season, I'll go for Marvin Brazy,
mm.
then Akeem Blake. Then the last one to take the very last spot will be um, maybe Raymond Akivo. Raymond. So I'm going
Okay,
Brazy first, Akeem Blake second, then Raymond third to
okay,
see that.
great. Okay, great. Yeah, so viewers, for the heats, the fastest three, the top three, have the automatic spots to actually move on to the semifinals, and then they combine all the heats with the three fastest times from all the heats put together also qualify. All right, let's move over to you, Calvin. I mean, looking at this heat, what would be your take?
I think Desmond has a good point. I mean, Marvin, I mean, seasonal best. To me, that's what I look at. I don't look at personal best because it always happens. Seasonal best wise, Marvin has, and as a competitor, he's so far in this list. He looks like I'm not gonna say it's easy for him, but I mean he's way ahead of everybody else in here. Akeem Blake
Mm-hmm,
can contend because also as a young athlete, Jamaican guy, he trains with Johan. He's also coming up in the ranks, so I believe he can give him a good chase.
mm-hmm.
Um, Browning has a good start, so I think if he can control himself, he can actually have a chance of being in top three. CJ Green has more finesse. I mean, he was an NCAA system, so he knows the way to run the rounds and stuff. He has, he's been through it before the Olympics and stuff. So I think between Browning and CJ Green, we might see something. I'm not counting Raymond out, but it's just I don't know when people just disappear from the scene and come back and go. I don't really trust that when they come on the world scene, they can actually even put their nerves together for the race. But I mean, yeah, that's what I think. So the third spot is going to be tricky, but that's my pick. CJ or Browning will take that.
All right, so for you, it's Marvin Bracy first, Akeem Blake second, and then the third spot is Browning.
Uh, I'll give
Is
CJ. I'll give it to
CJ.
CJ.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, great. Okay. All right. So let's move over to the next heat. That is heat number two.
Mhm.
And this is also an exciting one. Zanel Hughes, lane one, Bishensu, lane two, Gerard L. Cock, lane 3, Fred Kelly, lane 4, Hassan Saeed, lane 5, Emmanuel Archibald, lane 6, Favor Ogene Tajiri Ashe in lane 7, Emmanuel Matadi in lane 8. So what's your take on this? I mean, let's start with you, Kelvin, this time.
I mean, this one I can't. I have to be straightforward. Look, Fred has this. He has this in the bag. Unless somebody shoots him in the leg. Um, Look, it happened. It's like imagine you send Bolt.
Well.
No,
Yeah. If we can say if everything happens normally, then
only somebody
Fred.
shoots him in the leg.
Well, I'm not a prophet of doom to say
Ah,
someone is going to false start and be kicked
well,
out. Yeah,
okay. Yes, that's true. That
yeah.
is true. Take that. So besides the false start
That.
from Fred Kelly, he has this in the bag. So this is his heat, right? So
Yeah.
Fred is good for me. Um, Sue hasn't raced this year, so I don't know where to put him. But from his track record, this guy just starts like a madman. And when he goes, he goes. So, second place, I'll still give it to Sue because I know
Mm-hmm.
his record. I know what he's done before based on
Mm-hmm.
previous runs. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
he's not injured. Then I'll give it to Sue. Third place,
Okay.
I'll give it to Fevache because I mean I watched him during the NCAA season. He did a fantastic job, and then he went back home to Nigeria and won the championship. So I give it to him. Matadi is also good. So this is hard between Matadi and Zano Hughes. I mean, I think this second, third would be tricky in this heat. I think it'll probably be a blanket between Favor, Matadi, and Zano Hughes. Sue as well, though. So
Wow.
I don't
So
know.
it looks like this heat is also going to be more or
Yeah,
less a packed field, so to speak.
mm-hmm. Packed field.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Minus
right.
Fred.
Great. Okay. Great. So let's move over to you, Desmond.
So for me, I will not say anything. I will not say anything significantly different from what my friend Kelvin said. I would pretty much go with the same thing, but a little twist here would be um, I'm looking at Ashi surprising the pack. Ashi comes second because looking at consistency and season form, I think he's way ahead of the rest, apart from Fred Kelly. So
Mm-hmm.
Fred Kelly still is a runaway.
Mm-hmm.
Then second will be Ashi. When if he runs a
I
PB,
think I think
that
I
will
think I
depend
should
on me
I think
running
I
a
should
PB.
be putting down you guys your
You
predictions.
should. Me, I
I,
want you to
I
do my predictions. Yes.
yes, I should note it down somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not at all. I said this and I said that, and then we'll come back and fight again.
Yeah. All right. Of course, we are streaming live. It's being recorded, so we will come back to
Oh
your
yeah, we'll come back.
to the video, and we will know
If I
whether
got it.
if your predictions went through or not. All right.
So
Yeah, okay. So please continue, Desmond.
so with Faber Ashi, if all things being equal and like he's mentally prepared, I think he should come second to Fred Kelly because looking at his seasonal best and his form, we hoping he needs to run a PB to make it to um, to the next round because this group is fairly equal, except for Fred who has distanced himself from the rest. But he
Mm-hmm.
needs to run a PB, and also that for the third spot, I'm looking at Matadi. I chose Matadi because Zaniel Hills, I could have chosen but Zaniel Hills, but with Zaniel Hills, he disappoints sometimes. So I don't want to root him out. But I think the loser spots, the three loser spots will come from this spot and this heat. I see it's
I
a fairly
oh really?
yeah.
I think you're already making a prediction
All right,
for
let
that
me see.
when you have not even seen the other ones. Okay, that's
Okay,
really brave.
Yeah, but I
okay,
mean, I
because
guess that's one. You're
yeah.
counting out Sue and Yan. I'm really surprised you're counting Sue out because he hasn't run the season.
So has been battling injury throughout the season, and he only get to qualify
Mm.
to this competition based on his performance
Well, yeah,
last year.
yeah. I
Based
mean
on
that.
his
I mean, yes, you
performance
have a
last
year
year,
to play
since
now.
then
So
he's been battling with injury. So you know what injury does to an informed athlete. I even went through a certain stage of my season when I was running fine. I was running 10-1-8. Then I got injured. Then I had to sit out, like not training as much for more than a month. And I came back and I was like a pure shadow of myself. So like injuries greatly have impact on athletes, irrespective of your form or your willingness. If you can't,
you
you
know
can't.
what?
So
I will quote you on the one of the heats coming. So just remember what you just said. One of the heats coming. I'll ask you a question. So yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So I think yeah, we move over to Heat 3. And Heat 3 we have Yupong Abekon in from Sri Lanka in lane 1, Atasise Cote d'Ivoire lane 2, uh, Ibrahima Kamara from
Yeah.
Gambia lane 3, Trayvon Bromel lane 4, Rodrigo do Nascimento in
Mhm.
lane 5, Sean Yale from I think Belize
Yes,
in
Billy.
lane 6, Femi Ogunode from
Yeah.
Qatar in lane 7, and Jerome Blake from Canada in lane 8. All right, so let's start with you, Kelvin.
Um,
8-3.
See, I'm not bashing Trayvon here, but he has a way of kind of disappointing sometimes. But let's
Mm-hmm.
just say this is a heat. So he'll be well rested, he'll be focused. He's gonna come and win this heat for me. Jerome Blake is gonna be right behind him because Jerome has a good finish. He's a very strong, big guy. He runs real well. This is where I think Ata Cisse, if he gets his good start like he always does, I think he will contend. So that's my top three.
Mm. All right, so yours is Trayvon Bromel,
Mhm.
Atasise second,
Jerome second.
Jerome Blake second,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
okay, and then Atasise third. All right, let's go to you, Desmond.
So it's pretty much straightforward, just like
Kelvin.
Kelvin's predictions. Bromel, Blake, and Cisse. That's this.
Broma.
This is just easy call. This is so easy to predict.
Don't count Nascimento out because this
Oh,
season
so
he's
okay,
pushed it.
10 of
I
4,
mean,
but
All
he
right.
used to be a
I mean,
fast.
it looks like you guys are maybe trying to rule out Yukon from Sri
Oh, you
Lanka.
go. Okay, so the reason why I didn't say his name was he literally ran his personal best like a couple of weeks ago. So it's not something he's been doing. See, this is the thing. This is how I pick my athletes.
Mm,
I pick him
okay.
based on consistent performance. Somebody
Consistency.
can
Yeah.
run one time and then that's it. So that's
yeah.
kind of like yeah. I'm just doing it based on that.
Okay. 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 Great.
But he can
Okay. So
surprise me though.
it looks like this heat is pretty easy.
For
Easy
Bomel,
call.
I
yes,
guess.
but the other places not really no.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's close
mm,
because look, UConn, if you look at his time, look at Nascimento, Blake, and Cisse, all four of them will compete for second and third. So it won't be a very simple, race
mm.
behind Rivon.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And do you think we are going to see a repeat of what happened at the Olympics? I mean, to the Americans, they ran so fast during their trials and then
Yeah.
suddenly gave
Yeah.
everything out.
Um, Not really, because this season, I think if I look at all of them, they've been running, they've been pacing themselves. Like besides Fred, who kind of went out during the trials, everybody else has been like Coleman is on this trajectory where he's coming from 10 something, then he goes faster and faster. Trevon is kind of doing the same thing. He's not really running out of the world like he did last year, and all of a sudden he disappears. So I mean, this year maybe they're on a good schedule. So I mean, we're more competitive. It will be.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
And I
Okay.
I and based on your question, like I also like looking at it like I don't see the Americans falling short in this competition. I see them will be coming like very strong because they are hosting, and there's no luxury of like coming to adjust to time, jet lag, and all stuff. So it seems like everything is in their favor, and the grounds on which they are competing on is not a new atmosphere. It's not a new grounds for them. So I think like they'll fairly put give us a good show out there.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So we move on to Heat 4. So we have Sakai of Japan in lane one, Wagner of Germany in lane two, uh, Montoya from Cuba, lane three, Oblique Seville, lane four, Lamont, Marcel Jacobs in lane five, Dorian Keletela
Mhm.
Art. I don't know which country is that actually. Um Rahman from Bangladesh in lane seven, and Reese Prescott, lane eight. Let's start with you, Desmond. Hit four.
Wow. So obviously with Jacobs, Marcel Jacobs, Drakes, and
Wait,
Yeah, wait, no,
Hayes.
no, no, wait. Okay,
wait.
okay.
Remember I told you I asked you something about what you said about Subin Tian getting hurt all season. Why are you choosing Jacobs first? He's had injuries all season. So
That's why I
explain.
started. That's why I started with his games and tricks and all that. I
What
personally
tricks?
don't buy to his
Wait,
excuses to compete and everything.
did he do that
I
last
see
year?
it to be like he just he just keeping himself away from the camera just to concentrate on himself.
Come
And
on,
that's
come
what he did
on.
before the Olympics. That's what he did before the Olympics. He
Well,
went to
in the
Olympics,
world, okay.
came
So
out.
what about the world indoors? He competed almost every race and then won that one,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So why do you think outdoor he's going to come and play tricks? The man is hurt. He's hurt. He's a human being.
I I personally don't. I'm trying not to believe.
Okay.
But I see him not winning this hit because him looking at how he ran his race, he doesn't give his best or close to his best in the prelims. So I see Oblique beating him in this because Oblique is equally and fairly good as Marcel Jacobs. So I see Oblique winning this hit.
Mhm.
Marcel second, just running to qualify, obviously. Then I see Prescott coming coming up to complete the three.
Okay, so I mean, all right. So you are saying Marcel Lamont, Marcel Jacobs first, right?
No, no, Oblique first,
Oblique,
then
okay.
Marcel, yes, Marcel Jacobs
Second,
second, yeah,
and then
and
third, Prescott,
Prescott.
Reese Prescott.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's go to you, Kelvin.
Okay. I see Oblique winning the heat. Then this is where everything starts to get crazy. So
Hmm.
Prescott has a very fast finish. So I'll give him second place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say between Jacobs and Sakai, one of them will be third.
Mhm.
Okay. Hmm. Interested.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, so let's move over to Heat 5. So we have Canada's Aaron Brown, lane 1. Samson Colebrook in lane 2 from Bahamas. Johan Blake of Jamaica, lane 3. Leslie Tebogo from Botswana in lane 4. Jake Duran of Australia in lane 5. Akeni Simbini of South Africa in lane 6. Melik Garcia of Honduras in lane 7. And Cesar Almiron of Paraguay
Yeah.
in lane 8. I think he actually qualified from the prelims.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
All
them
right.
from here. There's a lot of them everywhere.
Mm.
Um, it's tricky.
So let's start with you, Kelvin, this time.
Yeah, I'm still thinking. Okay, so okay, let's be fair where fairness has to be. Johan Blake
Mm-hmm.
is going to win this heat because I think
Mm-hmm.
he's just going to come and blast it out
Mm-hmm.
because it's one race of the day, so he's going to really run a good race. Simbini and Aaron Brown. I'll take Simbini for second place
Mm-hmm.
because of his experience and he knows how to make it count when he needs to be counted on.
Yeah.
Between Aaron and Lechile is one of those little boys who just come on the scene, surprises you, and he still is surprising me. Like he hasn't disappointed me so far this season. Aaron, I haven't seen a lot of him this season. I don't know if he's battling injuries or anything, but so between the two of them, I'd say Lechile might dip him out, but
Mm-hmm.
Aaron might also not let it slide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the trick. So the third place would be kind of like close, but Johan and
Yeah.
Vini have this in the bag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. All right. Interesting. All right. So, Desmond, what do you think?
So
Like, Heat 5. Sorry.
so I'm going the same way with Kelvin, like Johan Blake um first because he's way into 9 seconds, 9.8 this season. When Akani Simini is struggling to run a 10 and sub 10 this season. So I don't see Akani Simbini beating Johan Blake in this heat. So Blake first, Akani Simbini second, then third I'll give it to Tebeko. I, I had to choose between Tebeko and Aaron Brown, but I'll give it to Tebeko because he's running fine this season, and I think he's. I've been following him on social media, and I see him do a lot of work, and I believe like he will edge Aaron Brown for the third spot.
Mm. Okay. Okay. All right. Great. But don't you also think maybe experience would also count in here because Aaron Brown has a lot of experience, and sometimes at the big stages, people with less experience start getting drowned with all the pressure, and then seeing all the big names and all that, you know. So anything at all can happen.
Yeah,
But
you're right. But the thing with Aaron in the 100, I wouldn't really push too much on him because it's
Hmm.
more of a 200 guy than a 100. So I'd say if
Yeah.
Lechile does a good race, I mean, Aaron probably would be top three.
Mm, mm. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So we move on to Heat 6.
A good one.
All right. So we have yet
He said,
Leo
"Oh, you haven't
Leo
seen it, right?"
Leo in
I'm waiting.
This
All
is
right.
what it is.
So we have Gift. Is it Gift? The
Yes,
old
yes.
Lela in from South Africa in lane one, Andre DeGrasse of Canada in lane two, Christian Coleman
Mhm,
of USA in lane three, Benjamin
mhm,
Azamati of Ghana in lane four, Hussein Ali Al Kafaji
mhm.
of Iraq in
Yes.
lane five, Eric Cardoso of Brazil in lane six,
Mhm.
Udodi Chudi. Okay, I leave it there. Of
Don't worry.
Nigeria in lane seven, and then
Ah,
Aida Akhmadiev of
Yes. Turkmenistan.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he
Eh,
was in the prelims. That's why I know
yeah,
from.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I saw him at the prelims as well. Yeah, so I mean, let's start with you,
That's
Desmond.
my focus.
um,
Let's start with you, Desmond.
I don't know. I'm
You
lost
don't
of
know.
words, but I want to
You
describe this
know.
heat. I want to describe this. This is a straightforward semi-final heat.
Mhm.
This is a straightforward semi-final heat.
Well,
Having
no, just the
five
first
or
four.
six people.
The
Is
second
it?
four, I don't know. Just the first. I mean, then
So
again,
the
the two
Nigerian
best.
athlete is a fine athlete. He's
No,
running
not
with
him. I mean, 5 and 8. They just never mind. Just keep going.
yeah. Lane seven. I think like lane seven. The Nigeria like this heat. Wow, this heat will actually speak a lot to how the
Mhm,
100-meter race final will go. So the
Hmm.
one who will win this heat comfortably is
mhm,
the athlete who is
The most dangerous.
mhm.
yes, who is ready
Well. It
to fight.
depends. I beg to differ because look, with the other heats, if
Yeah.
the pace is, if the tempo of the race is not that high, right?
Yeah.
The athlete that is well endowed wouldn't put much into it, right?
Mhm,
He would
mhm,
just cruise and then run even a much slower time. But
mhm,
that does not necessarily translate
mhm.
to the fact that that particular athlete, is not good or
Yeah.
it's not bound to win.
Mhm,
Usain Bolt can run 10-2 or 10-1 in the heat, but in the
Mhm.
mhm.
final, straight down to 10-5 or
Yeah,
10-6. You
yeah,
understand? So
yeah.
someone winning this heat doesn't necessarily mean that person is going to win the final. It's just that the heat is going to be quick because they know that, all right, look, it's just top three going through to the final, and I have to put my nose out there in order to
Mhm.
make it to the next stage.
Very
And
true.
therefore,
Right.
it's going to be a very quick one.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get your point. I understand you, but the reason why I said
Mhm.
that is because, like, looking at going into this race, like, it's we have like 4 or 5 athletes who are capable of making the top three. So
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't want to
Really?
joke from the start. You wouldn't want to be complacent. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I started with like the person who will win this heat comfortably, in control of this heat is really in for the deal. So like yeah, this heat is a
Mm.
close call, but I will still go with being
Number
honest
one.
here. I'll go with Coleman,
Mhm.
Benjamin, and DeGrasse.
Okay. Coleman, Ben second, and then DeGrasse third.
DeGrasse said,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm. All right. Makes sense. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So let
That's the same thing I was going to say.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what I'll say is it's not going to be a comfortable lead. Nobody can comfortable win this heat. The three
Yeah.
of them, they are going to come in closely together.
Yes.
Like if I think Coleman has a good start, I won't lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben is going to try to catch him, and DeGrasse is going to try to catch both of them coming into the end. So it's going
Yeah.
to come. They're going to come in together, and I think it will be around 10-12.
10, 12
Okay.
seconds.
Don't predict my time, but that's what I think. I think they're going to try to come in.
So
Prophet, Prophet Kelvin.
Yeah, so
it
they're
will
going to come
take
in
it will take
10-0. They're not going to go into the 9 seconds. That's what I'm
oh
just trying to
personally
say.
I feel it will take uh 9.95 or better to win this heat. Trust me, it will take
Mm, yeah,
9.95
yeah. I think a sub
or
10,
better to win this
honestly.
heat.
I think a sub 10.
It's a heat. So, they don't really try to run fast because it's like, but then again, you have a point. It's one race of the day, so everybody wants to kind of just stretch their legs and get some heat out. So yeah, some people they might go fast because everybody. I mean, we are forgetting the fact that Udodi is here, right? This is like his one chance. This is his thing. So he might try to run his personal best in this race just to qualify. So he probably would come with all the guns, just like Cardoso as well. So even Gift, I don't know if he made it there because I heard he has a visa issue or something coming in. So I don't know if he made it, but if he did, he's also going to try to push. So I mean, that's what it's going to be a tough heat. It's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be an easy win. Like nobody's
All
going to
right.
Yeah,
just
they'll push
run out of
themselves,
the
but the
out
athlete,
and tell you might do this heat.
All
they'll
right.
push
All right.
themselves, but the athlete who will win
Mhm.
this heat comfortably after 80
Mhm.
meters, comfortable lead.
No, that's what I'm
It's
saying. Nobody's
but
going to win this contact at 80.
let's
That's
see.
my because Coleman is a good starter. His last 20 is not that fast. DeGrass's
Mhm.
last 20 is fast. So you can't comfortably leave anybody and they'll come and get you. Azar also has a very even race. So he's not going to let Coleman go too far. And finishing, he's also going to be close to him if Coleman is not trying to run any fast. So it's like you can't try to be Usain Bolt and start fast and slow down because everybody else is coming. So this race, I think, is going to be closer than it looks. Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah. So, but like looking at the start list, I got a bit concerned, right? Well, maybe I got a bit scared. Just trying to go back to what happened at the Olympics. I hope Ben will be able to get over that sort of reaction when he actually saw Johan Blake and then
Oh.
suddenly got drenched with so much pressure. And this time standing side by side with Coleman and then DeGrasse. Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think?
I think he's over it. And the reason why I'm saying that is, I mean,
Mhm.
his season started just like it did last year. He went to
Yeah.
Austin, he just booted out everybody and ran a personal best national record
Hmm.
worldly, right? Even though
Hmm.
this year was faster than last year.
Yeah.
Then he did his division stuff, which he literally almost won everything. I mean, last year he won everything, but this year he didn't win everything. Okay.
Mm.
And so from there, he went to Europe to try to get some, big meat experience, right? So his first race, he had to shake the jitter off. So he didn't win that heat or that race, the Diamond League race. He didn't win it, but he came in
Hmm.
a good, decent time. Then the next time around, he went into the race. He won that race. I mean, with all those circumstances he had to go through behind and all of that, I feel like that exposure that he gave to himself broke that ice. Last year, the Diamond League he did this year was what he did at the Olympics. So that's where he was supposed to break the ice. He couldn't. Johan is here, just like this year. The grass is in there, all that is going on. So, when you get comfortable, this time, this is his house. He lives in the United States. He didn't have to travel anywhere. So all he has to do is just move from Texas to Oregon, which is like a short trip. Same temperature, is hot everywhere. So I feel like he's more comfortable this World Championships than he was at the Olympics. So I think he's going to run his race.
All right. Great. 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 Well, what do you think as well, Desmond?
Okay, so to add to what my friend Kevin said, like yeah, so the difference between last season and this season is that Ben is someone who is a good student. I would say a good student, and for his personality, everybody will love to work with him because he's the kind of person who listens, who 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 understands and listens. He's a good listener, and he makes sure he puts everything that gets to him into practice. So after the Olympics, all know before the Olympics, like when he was running the college and um, dominating his division and running faster times, he never had the best of preparation prior to the Olympics. So we could see even from the heat that he was very nervous. Like personally, with personal discussion I have had with him, like he was very nervous and he felt virtually he was like light, like couldn't feel himself, because of the stage. So
Yeah.
these are so some of the factors that accounted for that feeling or experience at the Olympics is lack of preparation.
Hmm.
Preparation being it competing with the big guys.
Hmm.
But with
Hmm.
this season, like all that he has planned to do before the World Championship, he has done it. He after running the college season, he helped himself by getting effective competition, more productive competition in Europe, competing in the Diamond League, just to compete with the big guys he normally would face at the big competitions. So he got to run with big guys. So interestingly, it happened to it happened to be running with one of the big guys that he ran at the Diamond Leagues, his
Yeah,
grass
payback.
in his heat. So it's not something that would be a new thing to him. And with
Mm-hmm.
the experience that he gathered from Europe in the Diamond League, I believe this time around in the heat of the World Championship, you have a different feeling from what he had in the Olympics. And surely he'll be filled with much confidence and like very, very, very up for the game.
All right. I think I'm actually going to give my prediction for this particular heat. I'm actually going to put Ben first,
Mhm.
Coleman second, and
Okay.
DeGrasse third.
Okay. It's a
Yeah.
good one.
I think there's going to be a major upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not
Or
wrong.
You
yeah.
never know.
Mhm. All right. Great. So we move over to the last heat. So
Easy,
we have
easy.
seven heats. So all
This is
right.
my
So
easy.
lane one we have
Oh,
Joseph Paul Amwa. Lane two we have a Ghanaian.
Yes.
New
England.
Zealand,
Mhm.
Edward Osei Ketia. All right,
Yep.
and we have Ferdinand Omanyala in lane three.
Mhm.
We have Muteba of
Yeah.
Congo.
Go.
Yeah, DR Congo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lane four, Hadid, Lebanon. Lane five, Badi of Brazil. Lane six, Abdul Hakim Sani Brown of Japan.
Another
Lane
Ghanaian.
seven, and Clarence Munyai of
Yeah.
South Africa. Lane eight.
There are three
Okay.
Ghanaians in this bit.
Drink. Yeah,
three
Abdul
Ghanaian,
Hakim
three
Sani
nationalities.
Brown. Yeah.
Right. Three Ghanaians.
Oh, all right. So, what do you think of this heat? I mean, let's start with you, Kelvin.
So news reaching me says Omanyala probably didn't even make it in time. He didn't get his visa in time. So if that's true and he's not there, my prediction is Joe wins. Clarence would be right behind him, and no, Sonny Brown will be behind him, and then Clarence will come in third. But if Ferdinand made it, then Ferdinand first, Joe second, Sonny Brown third.
Mm, okay. All right. Great.
So
What about you, Desmond? What do you think?
so I'm come to say something funny here. So you see, apart from Fred Kelly's hit, which I was full of confidence he will win the hit, this very hit is a hit that I'll say it's easy to win. And who will win that hit is Joe Paul. Joe Paul is going to win this hit comfortably. Why am I saying it? Um, why am I saying that? Like Joe Paul is Joe Paul. I think following him throughout the season, like he's had a steady season, had a very steady season, and I feel like he's on the right course to. I feel that he's on the right course to pull up a surprise, pull it out to surprise people. But for me, it wouldn't come as a surprise. I seem to be like the dark horse of these 100 meters.
Mm,
Dark horse.
mm,
We are all rooting for Benjamin. We are all rooting for Coleman, Fred,
mm-hmm,
DeGrasse. But
mm-hmm.
if there is one dark horse in this whole 100-meter heat, is Joe Paul. So let's look out for him.
Wow.
So Joe Paul
Wow.
wins this
Okay.
heat. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, me, hold on a second though. But I'll tell you what. Remember that Joe has only run 100 meters this season.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're basing your stats on, but that 100 meters when he ran his personal best, which was in the beginning of the season. He hasn't run any 100. He went to run a 200 in the African Games. And so, I mean, I'm basing mine based on the fact that Omanyala might not start this race. But if this boy finds his way to come and stand in lane three, Omanyala is going to win the heat.
Mm,
Anyway, besides that, Sonny Brown has been competing all season. I have seen Clarence maybe once or twice, but I don't know. Well, I'm just saying that what you're saying that you're kind of hyping it to a different level. I mean, just to the tune where somebody who we haven't seen run a lot this season, he's good, but yeah, I wish I knew what you're basing your facts on. But let's see what happens.
All right, viewers, you are watching GA Track and Field Show. We are actually trying to look into the start list of the 100-meter race for men, which comes off today.
3 hours.
Let's look at the time just to be sure. Looking at the timetable. All right, so local time in Eugene.
Yeah, it's in 3 hours. I mean, if you look at the time, you're
Yes.
going to confuse.
So
It's
that
in
that
three
will
hours.
be that will
No,
be
sorry,
18:15 in
it's
the
in
US.
4 hours.
That's
Yeah,
yeah. And then in Ghana
four
it
hours.
would be 1:50 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, 1:50 a.m. And those of you in Europe, it will be 3:50 a.m. Yes. So we are here discussing on the various heats. We've made some predictions and all, and we do hope that Ghanaian athletes, in the presence of Benjamin
Brilliant.
Azamati and then Joseph Paul Amwa, qualify to the next
Next
stage.
round.
If you have any question or comment, just put this at the comment section of the live stream video on Facebook, and we'll just project this to the screen. Yeah. Any further comments? Any last words? So what should our viewers expect? I mean, as far as the Ghanaian athletes are concerned, do you think they are going to put up an impressive performance that I think people are looking forward to? Let's start with you, Kelvin.
Yes. So I think that our guys have had enough experience over the past years to
Hmm.
run in such a big competition. I mean, last
Hmm.
year when we before the Olympics, we were all like, can Ben do this? Can Joe do this? Yes, that was like their first appearance on a big stage. I mean, African Games, it's big, but we all know it's not really there yet. And so last year they all had to kind of like, kind of improvise, do something just to get themselves on there. This year, I think they have enough experience. They've competed. I think they're ready. I think they're ready to show that they're not first round guys, at least. I mean, the semifinals, I know it gets tougher, it gets harder depending on who you're putting a race with. But I
Hmm.
think at least one of our guys is going to make the final. I mean, I'm going to say it right now before we even start. At least one of them
Hmm.
is making the final. So both of them are going to the semifinals, but at least one of them will make it to the final. So
All
that's,
right.
yeah.
Great. Okay, great. All right. So what do you think, Desmond, about the performance of our Ghanaian athletes, or athletes representing Ghana? Do you think any of them, or maybe both of them, will be able to make it to the final?
Um, yeah, I have a conviction that Joe Paul and Azamate will qualify for the finals. And I will say more for
Hmm.
Azamate because I've lived with him and I have seen his preparation.
Hmm.
Not physically, but mentally, he's ready. And these are athletes who have toiled, they have they have worked really hard, even though the condition and circumstances and they may face problems with injuries and money issues like financial backing from the country. They've still like stood up idle to train hard for the love of Ghana.
Hmm.
So like even though they didn't directly get a financial support from the country, I think for now all that we as Ghanaians need to do for these two wonderful athletes is to go on social media and showing our support and our love for them. Through that, they will have the feel and have hope and believe that the whole country is watching them and they are all behind them. So with that, it will go a long way to helping them psychologically. And when they are fighting, they will not think of fighting for themselves and their family, but they'll be fighting for Ghanaians as well. So we are looking forward to like having a good 100-meter heat and looking forward to seeing our two guys in the semifinals of the 100 meters, hopefully in the finals, and ultimately be on the podium. That's all that we wish and pray for.
All right, great, great, great. I was actually in a quick discussion with someone, I mean, and the person made mention that it's quite difficult to actually predict, let's say, the top three or top four in this year's World Athletics Championship when it comes to 100 meters. Do you think this is something difficult to predict, or you can already predict, or if not even the top three, predicting the finalists? Do you think this is something quite difficult to do?
The final eight is easier than the top four. I get what the person is saying. I mean, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
say you could tell me who's gonna go first, second, third,
Mm-hmm.
you might be wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know that we all base this based on us the stats that they have, personal
Yeah.
best, seasonal best. So everybody will say, oh, yes, Frank Kelly is supposed to win.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to win
Yeah.
because
Suppose.
he has
Yeah.
a chance
Exactly.
to win.
Mm-hmm.
I say that would be true because I mean, with the 100 meters, it doesn't just fall sideways. I mean, the thing is, he didn't run his time, let's say in April, and then you'd be like, oh, because we're in April, and then we all know, let's say Coleman is in form or Jacobs is in form, it would be like Fred Curly's to lose. No, he ran it like 2 weeks ago, so he's still in that form.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going anywhere. He's still in that form. So to run 9.7, I think Fred is the only one this world this year who can run 9.7. So if he can do that tomorrow night, he's going to win. Now, when it comes to second, third, and everything else, I can't help you. I don't know.
All right. All
I
right.
mean, I
So
can.
I think before we start the heat, the top three is going to be very difficult, right? Because
Yeah.
let's look at what happened at the Olympics. Everyone was looking at Bromel. He fell out of the semifinal at the semifinal stage, and then no, I mean I'm just trying to come up with
Yeah, yeah,
something.
I
I
know.
mean,
Based
yeah,
on stats.
everyone was looking at Bromel. It never happened, and then everyone started talking about Ronnie Baker. It never
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
And then suddenly, Fred Kelly, that no one was looking at,
Mhm.
Lamont, Marcel Jacob, no one was even looking at, came up first and second. I mean, yeah. So it's quite dicey it's really hard to really predict the top three, so to
Yeah.
speak. But let's try to make a prediction at least for the finalists and see how it goes. So let's start with you, Desmond. Maybe your top eight.
Okay, for me, my top eight will be like so
No,
like
In no
no,
order.
no,
In
I don't
no
want to
order
be
because
controversial, but
in no particular order. Yeah, in no
in no
particular order,
particular order.
and don't be biased. Just be realistic in this
Blake,
case. Mm-hmm.
Johan Blake,
Johan Blake.
Johan
All right.
Blake, DeGrasse,
Mm-hmm.
Fred Kelly, Marcel Jacobs, um,
I think he's probably having.
This Desmond, can you hear us? All right, I think he's having some technical difficulties. So as he's trying to fix it, maybe Calvin, let's move over to
Okay.
you. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So we're gonna have Fred Curley.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have Benjamin Azamati. We're
Okay,
gonna
number
have
two,
Christian Coleman.
three.
We're gonna have Andre DeGrasse. So, I have to think about that guy a lot because look, that guy has a way of finding his way into the final. I'm not lying. He has a way of finding his way into the final. Okay,
I have a question for you. I don't know
right.
what
At
you seem
four,
to you seem to have a problem with Anthony
I know.
Cross.
I do, and I'll tell you why after. Let me finish. Okay,
All right.
so I have four, right? And then
Yeah.
I have Johan Blake.
Mm-hmm.
I have Oblique Seville. I have Christian Coleman,
Mm-hmm.
and I have Marvin Bracey.
Wow. Okay. So you are
I
saying
literally have all
yeah.
all the
So it
Americans.
means yeah. So it means for you, Bromel is out.
between.
But you know something
No,
funny?
I did say Bromel. I didn't.
At Oregon, right? At Oregon, they have 9 lanes. I will not be
Oh yeah.
surprised.
Then I'll put.
I,
That's
I,
why I
will-
said all the
I will
Americans.
not be I will not be surprised that they will have a ninth person
No, they
join
will.
them.
The final will
Yeah,
be
the
9.
final.
Yes,
Mm,
there will be 9
mm,
in the final. Yes.
yeah.
So I'll have literally, truthfully, all the Americans are going to make this final, whether we like it
Mm-hmm,
or yes.
mm-hmm,
So then we have Andre, Canadian. We
mm-hmm,
have 2 Jamaicans. We have a
mm-hmm.
Ghanaian and then a South African. That is what I have.
That's you mean Akenis in Benin?
Samini, yes.
Okay, all right, great.
Yes. I don't have
Um,
Jacobs
yeah,
because
because of his, you think he's out?
yes,
He's not good.
I don't think he's
Even with
strong.
yeah, because we've been with the Italian championships. I mean, that was a pretty slow time
Yeah.
that he actually used in
I think
qualifying.
he's
I mean, it
battling
was 10,
something. That's what I
10,
was trying to
12.
suggest. Yes,
Yeah,
he's
10, 12
battling
or so.
something. He has an injury that he's hoping he can overcome. But tell you what, after the heat, if he feels whatever he feels, he is not going to show up for semifinal.
Mm, 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 mm,
That is my take on that. So
mm,
yeah, that's
mm.
this is how that's my final 9. I mean, who did I miss? Who do you think I missed? Prescott. I don't think he's final material.
Mm, mm,
Who else is there? Joe Paul, he could pull a surprise, but I just don't think 100 is his favorite event. I think the
yeah.
200 is he's stronger
Mm-hmm,
at
mm-hmm,
because whenever people take off too fast in his races, he seems to not really get in the mix that well.
mm-hmm.
Um, who else did I miss? Let's see. Go through this heats. Xander Hughes is not really a 100 guy. His 200 is also stronger. Same thing with Aaron Brown. Again, I'm only not bringing Ferdinand in because I'm assuming he's not going to make it in time for this. I heard he had visa issues as of yesterday. I doubt if he can fly from Italy to the United States today and get in the heats to compete. He could. If he does, then I guess my top 9 will be messed up because he would definitely make the final if he's there. And then if he does, one of the Americans is going to sit out, which is Bracy is going to probably not make it. Who am I missing? Do you have any names on your list that I'm missing? What is your list?
Oh, okay. For me, okay. Let me try to comb through. I would say for the final, yeah,
Mhm.
I would go for in no particular order, right? I'll
Right.
go for Oblique Civil,
Okay.
Akeem Blake.
Okay.
That's 2, right?
Yep.
Fred Kelly, 3.
Okay.
Trayvon Bromell, 4.
Okay. 4.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. DeGrasse, 5. All right. Christian Coleman, 6. Benjamin Azamati, 7. And then 8. It depends. If Omanyala makes it,
Right.
8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then,
one.
yes, and 9, Marvin Bracey.
So you don't have Coleman.
So I mentioned Coleman, right? I did.
So you also have all the Americans.
Yes.
Okay, you have all the Americans. You have the Grassy. You have Akeem Blake, not Johan Blake.
No.
Which I'm surprised.
Akeem. Yes.
Akeem barely runs a nice.
I mean, yeah. Johan Blake was just trying to prove something at the Jamaican Nationals, right?
He still is trying to prove something.
Well, at the big stage, I don't think he is going to do anything spectacular.
All right.
Well, let's wait and see. I think we are just away about 3. We are just 3 hours away, so to speak, and then we will start seeing their true performance at a big stage.
Yeah,
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 I would say Akeem Blake would sail through. Yeah, if I'm comparing him to Johan Blake, but let's see. It can
yeah.
be the other way around too, but let's
Because
see.
I mean, again, if all my 8 guys make it to the semifinals, this is the thing. If the semifinals, if they have three, I think they'll do three semifinals because they're doing or top three and then the four fastest losers.
So no, I think if that is the case, then it will be more or less like three semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Maybe possibly three semifinals. Then the top two in each semifinal heat, plus the three fastest losers, making nine.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, making nine. So that is what I'm actually thinking. Yeah. So if it's nine, that will even be better, right?
The thing is, it depends on how the heat is scheduled. Because look,
Mm.
definitely how they scattered all the guys across the heats, the 7 heats. If they're going to end up with. So I think they're going to. Are they using 9 lanes for the heats?
No, they are not using all the nine lanes. They are starting from lane two.
Two. Okay, so
Yeah,
lane one is not being used. Okay, so
yeah.
if they do it that
But I
way,
think,
you have
but I
to.
think final. I'm
No, the
just
final they'll do that.
foresee.
But for
Yeah.
the semifinals, what I'm thinking, I'm wondering if they're going to use all 9 lanes for semifinals.
No, I think the semifinals will be
Then
eight
it's
lanes.
24.
Okay.
So if it's 24 and they'll take
Hmm.
top two, so if you have one heat that gets bunched up with good like 4 fast guys, the
Yeah.
final will be messed up.
Yeah. I mean, it happened, right? It
I mean,
happened.
yeah, it does happen.
Which I've forgotten which world championship. They just took the top two.
Yeah,
Top two.
2015.
yeah,
What?
yeah,
2015.
yeah,
Yeah, they take to the top two, and even with that, instead of taking three fastest losers, they just took two fastest losers from all the three heats,
yeah.
which was even much more difficult to qualify, right? So,
So
eh,
in that regard, then we
So,
have to think of the
so
fact
for me, I personally
that
think the only reason why they allowed lane 9 is when like there's a very close call between two athletes who will make the last spot. So it happened in 2015 in Beijing when Bromel and De Grasse virtually ran the
yes, yeah.
same time, even in the 100,
Even in
in
the
the
final,
100 of a second.
even in the
Like
final,
they
they
were,
couldn't even split them.
even in
Mm,
the final, they couldn't even split them. So
mm,
they made that spot for such situation in this
mhm.
I
situation.
think we'll have that situation this year because this year, truthfully, all the athletes
Like,
are like on the same pedestal. Like, I mean, yes, technically we say Fred has run away from everybody else, but besides him, everybody else, well, besides Ferdinand, is also not even really. They're all on it because Ferdinand wins African Games and he's around 10 something.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's way above everybody. No, he can still come down. So everybody else besides Fred is on the same platform, which I see as 9-9. Everybody's on 9-9 something.
Hmm.
9-8,
Hmm.
it's
A
not
bit.
consistent. So it's
Yeah.
like, dude, yeah,
so
this is
I'm here to give
not
my
gonna be
final eight.
easy call.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you were giving your final eight when you had the technical issue. So
Yes,
please go ahead.
So we have 4 Americans, right?
Yeah.
Definitely one will fall short, one wouldn't make it. So just to
okay.
make
Who is
way for
that?
other nationals, among the four, I would say I'm looking at Bracy not making it.
He's a
Everyone
wicked
is
link.
well,
Bracy not
but
making it.
look at the national, he plays second.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
Bromel
plays
plays
second.
first. Bromel plays
Bromel
Yeah,
was
first last
third.
year
fucking thing.
and never qualified for Olympic final. So, like, I believe Bromel have learned a lot, and that ground too is no new to the Americans, especially Bromel, Fred, and the other guy, Christian Coleman. So with their experiences, I think they would easily qualify, make it to the final. But for Brazy, he's now coming to the top light. he's been like we have been looking forward to his potentials that he's living in now for quite some time now, and it took him like 3 years to get at where he has gotten now. So it will be a risk. It will be of a risk to push him to say he will qualify for the finals. It's going to be very difficult. So if you are looking forward to one American to be opted out from the final, that would be Bracy. Then the others, so I have my first three. I have my three, and we have the grass. Definitely, the grass will make the final.
Okay.
Omanyala will not make the final though.
Okay.
Okay.
We have Johan Blake will make the final.
Okay.
Akani Simbini will not make the final.
Okay.
No. I mean, we just want you to just name, your top
Okay,
8.
okay.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. I just want to clear doubts of
No,
me.
don't do that.
No.
There are 40 people on the
Let
list.
me go straight to the point. So we have
Yeah.
Bromel, we have Fred Kelly, and the last one, Christian Coleman.
Yeah, that's
make
3.
it. Then
3.
we have Andre DeGrasse to qualify.
Yes.
4.
We have Johan Blake.
Yes.
And we have Johan Blake. And we have
Oblique Civil.
who's Jacobs, Marcel Jacobs to qualify.
Okay, 6.
We have you are forcing me to mention Oblique Civil, but wait. I'm looking at my who is missing?
All right, maybe I can share my screen quickly. We can just comb through the all right, so heat 1, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Heat 1, heat 2, heat 3, heat 4,
so
heat 5.
So I would say Oblique will make, then one more slot will be a Ghanaian.
A Ghanaian.
Okay. A Ghanaian. Is that me?
Yes.
A Ghanaian running in the heat. A Ghanaian running in the heat.
Ghanaian is a name.
So we talk about a Ghanaian. Which of the athletes? Which of the two do you think will be the final?
Looking at personal best, looking at who is in form and shape, and on a basis of records in that event, I would say Benjamin. If I'm pushed to the wall to mention who can.
Desmond, why?
Listen,
why are you so controversial? Choose somebody. You are doing all this, and if I didn't, Master.
I'm laying down the factors. Factors in terms of.
If we're going to the final, there's no factor. Only my guess said, "Paul, there's no factor." Choose somebody.
PBs and favorite events and everything. Like I think, like
favorite event. If you came to favorite event,
the 9th lane will be for Benjamin and Joseph Paul. They will take the 9th lane if possible.
8 and 9. Okay, yes, good.
Okay, great. All right, viewers, you're watching GH Track and Field Show. This is a discussion on the World Athletics Championships, specifically focusing on the 100-meter race where athletes Benjamin Azamati and Joseph Paul Amoah will be competing tonight, or should I say this morning at 1 a.m. GMT. Tomorrow morning. Sorry, tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. That is 1:50 a.m. to be precise, GMT, and that will be at 3:50 a.m. CET and 18:50. That's PST. Oh yes, that's PST. Yes, exactly.
All right, so 8. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I think this is where we wrap up. So maybe any last words from you, Kelvin, and then Desmond.
I think that Ghanaians should seriously root for our guys because I know this time they're not going to disappoint us. I said before, the Heats, they'll have it in the bag. They have enough experience that they are not underdogs anymore. So two of them are going to semifinals. And in semifinals, the truth is the truth. In the semifinals, it's like a dog fight. Everybody's fighting for the top 8. So at that point,
Mhm.
I mean, even the world champion could be dropped in
Mhm.
in the semifinal. So
Yeah.
once you make the heat to me, you are a world champion. That's all. Because I mean, top 24 in the world is enough to tell me that our guys are that good. So let's root for them, please. Let's root for them like they're the Black Stars. When they win the race, let's go in the streets and shout and do all that stuff. I mean, I remember those days. We used to just jump, go in the streets, and go and make noise. So yes, please let's do that because it deserves it. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you very much, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Let's go over to you, Desmond.
So yeah, so just like the Blasters, the goal that made the Blasters qualify for the quarterfinals in
Hey,
2010 should should help should help our boys to should help our boys to victory in the 100 meters, and we should all be praying for our guys and keep on supporting um, Benjamin and Joe Paul, as well as the whole Ghanaian contingent.
right.
We should show our support to that whole athletic team, and we hope like nothing but the best will come out from them through our prayers. So yeah, we just waiting for the time to enjoy ourselves. But yet
Mhm.
before that, let's pray for our guys and to victory. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a wonderful discussion. So, viewers, this is where we wrap up. Unfortunately, due to time, so we'll be coming your way again on Sunday when we will actually just pick up some of the events which have already taken place at the World Athletics Championships and then review. This has been your host, PK Anoban. Please stay healthy, and we will see you again on Sunday. Bye bye.